Anything less than the best is a felony. Love it or leave it. You better gain weight. You better hit bulls out of kid don't play. If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it.
Back on Saline County Morning News, we're joined on our newsmaker line, Congressman Tim Griffin. Congressman, how are you doing today, sir?
How are you? School, and I just want to make sure that I've got this straight.
Yeah.
When I was on hold with your station, I think somebody was playing Vanilla Ice. Ice Baby. And,
you weren't having a flashback of a few years ago, were you?
No, but I don't know what that was. I didn't know y'all played music.
Well, we've got some intro music every now and again we pull out of our pocket.
Good, great. You guys are creative, man.
Hey, I understand right now you are getting ready, or you have, being a Little Rock to tour Wellspun, and what you are looking at in job creation and job promotion.
Yeah, that's right. We are. I am part of what's called the HEAT team, H-E-A-T. It's the House Energy Action Team, and we are a little group of members of the House who focus on energy issues. And all over the country today, we've got HEAT members touring different plants and sites that relate to energy production. We've got some folks going offshore in the Gulf. We've got some folks up in North Dakota at the massive oil deposit that's recently been discovered.
Okay.
I say recently, relatively recently, and just folks all over the country. Folks out in Colorado and Texas, and here in Arkansas, my team is going to be visiting the Wellspun. They make the pipe that is supposed to be used for the Keystone Pipeline, and we will certainly be talking about how they really need the Keystone Pipeline to get going. We need the president to approve it, but we're also going to be talking more broadly about what could be if the United States aggressively pursues all of our recently discovered energy resources. We can be, in many experts and economists' eyes, we could be the next Saudi Arabia in terms of our ability to produce oil and natural gas and energy. We're certainly for an all-the-above approach with nuclear and wind and solar, but we also recognize that wind and solar still have a lot of work to do before they're going to be where we need them to be. We've seen that with Solyndra, where Obama threw a bunch of money away on Solyndra. So what we're going to be emphasizing is the possibilities for job creation through energy exploration. You know, the Bakken Shale up in North Dakota is massive. There are a number of new jobs up there. And right now, some folks are testing out the Brown Dents formation in South Arkansas, which could be one of the biggest oil finds in American history. And so there are a lot of folks like me who are real bullish on the United States' ability to create hundreds of thousands of jobs. Some estimate millions if we were to fully engage on energy. And in addition to the jobs, Shane, you've got the fact that right now we buy a bunch of oil and gas from countries that don't like us.
Well, you're 100% on the money. Now, let me just, what you're doing and everything, the direction we're going in your leadership to be energy independent, so to speak, to being all of the above, let's go back down into the American home here, family of four, family of three. Here is what you guys are trying to do. The leadership that you're providing is going to help me and my family. Tim, when I go to the grocery store, when Andrea and I pack up the kids and we go to the grocery store and we get our bill of groceries, Tim, we have seen the impact in our food prices from this energy situation. It is out of this world what we pay for in groceries. Now, people need to keep in mind that that is another aspect when you have the availability of oil and things like that, you can control these fuel prices. It helps us, the consumer, back at the house.
Oh, yeah. Well, you make a really good point. Everything that you buy, pretty much everything that you buy, is transported. And it's transported on something that uses energy. And the lower the price of energy, whether it be gasoline or natural gas or diesel or whatever, the lower the price of energy, the lower the price can be for food or whatever it is that you're buying. You know, we've seen, if you take the ethanol, which I believe is a failed experiment, you know, a lot of these farmers will tell you that ethanol and using grain and corn for ethanol has increased the price of food. So energy prices definitely impact your food prices. They impact your gas prices at the pump. You know, gas has skyrocketed under this president, and certainly we can't control every aspect of the price of gas, but supply and demand rules apply here. And the more that we can supply our own, the more we can control the price of gas and keep it low. So you're absolutely right. And here's the deal. A lot of manufacturing plants that have fleets of vehicles delivering their product or whatever, they'll tell you that energy prices are critical to keep them competitive. So this is not only about job creation in the energy field, it's about helping American companies operate more cheaply so we can compete internationally.
Well, and also, too, what we're talking about here, and the Democrats want to bring this up. Well, we're 10 years away. It'll take 10 years to develop more nuclear power, et cetera, et cetera. They were saying that 10 and 15 years ago. Let's tap these immediate resources now to give some relief to the American people. And in the meantime, let's loosen the regulations on nuclear energy, clean coal technology, and the other things that we can begin to develop while we are tapping this natural resource that we've got now. And then, Congressman, and I know you know this, we have a long-term energy plan that's going to supply the American people for generations to come.
Well, you broke up a little bit there. Are you there?
Oh, yes, sir. I'm still here.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. I would like to see the president or the next president, which I certainly hope we have starting in November, sworn in January, but I'd like to see the president give a speech, a visionary speech, sort of like the speech that President Kennedy gave about space exploration, whereby the president could set out a vision for the country over the next 10, 15, whatever years on energy exploration. I would love to see a president say, by this date, we are going to set a goal. By this date, we are going to be energy independent. We've been talking about it for decades. Let's quit talking about it and do it.
Exactly.
And I'd love to see a president give that speech, set a date in the future, whatever that date is, lay out how he can help the private sector and others work toward that goal and get it done. I know we as a country can do it, but we have to have leadership on it, and it's not just about the details. It's about laying out a vision so that the whole country knows that we're all pedaling in the same direction, and we are going to move toward energy independence. We need leadership on that. I can tell you, we've passed 7 or 8 energy-related bills in the House, and they are stacked up like cordwood in the U.S. Senate, going nowhere. This is the same U.S. Senate that hadn't passed a budget. This is the same U.S. Senate where lots of other bills, I think another 20 or so of our job-related bills, are just sitting there, going nowhere. So, you know, if this president won't get it done, and he's had 4 years to do it, I hope the next president gives a visionary speech on energy independence because that's where we got to go.
You know, Tim, a great point, and we appreciate your hard work. You're in Little Rock. You're going to be heading over to Wellspun here real soon and taking a look at that great facility that provides many jobs for Arkansas, but can provide so much more, as you stated, if the president will indeed hold to his commitment of being energy independent. Tim, we thank you so much for calling us this morning.
Thank y'all. Have
All right,
a good one.
Take care.
Bye-bye.